good time to do what I had to do. What's up, guys? Welcome to Reasonable Wrestling, where we talk wrestling, and we about to talk about. I mean, I didn't know you went live, dog. Usually you say something, but we talk wrestling. But yeah, we're about to talk some Battleground NXT and the week that was in Fresh Wrestling. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right there with you in a brief moment.
Oh, yo, what's happening, everybody? It wasn't me. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? What's happening, everybody? Like my man said, I'm asleep at the wheel right now, man. I just before we start off, I just want to send love to our brother Twin. You know what I'm saying? You
No,
know what I mean? It's June, and we handle mental health month a little bit different over this way, and you know what I mean. I was in our group chat responding back to our broski. He said he love us, so we had to send back "We love you too, my nigga." So right now, live and direct on YouTube from the show, we want to say we love you, my nigga, man. We love you, bro. Hope all is well. What's up, big bro, Rich? We see you too, big bro. What's happening? But now we back. So Trent Roll, I tore my tag team, Chitty Bang. You muted, brother.
love you,
You with
Ray.
me? All right, here we go.
Love you, Rich. Love you, Ray. Listen, I'm glad you brought that up because it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's not other people's job to make that known. So us men should honestly promote that. The woman, it's not their job. It's not the media's job, and it's not going to happen. So let's keep promoting that this month. All right, 1 second. The doorbell's ringing. Sorry.
Go ahead. I think to piggyback off of that just a little bit, just so everybody know where we coming from with that. June is also Pride Month. You know what I'm saying? So in combination in all of that that is in tune with this month, Juneteenth, right? It's a ton of stuff happening in June. So it ain't like that we just want everything we can focus on more than one thing. You know what I'm saying? So with that being
Correct.
said,
Correct.
happy Pride Month to everybody that is involved, everybody that's involved in that community, LGBT, LBG, LBGBTQIA plus community. I wanted to make sure I do that with real respect. Um, Again, Juneteenth. Shout out to all my black people. You know what I'm saying? What is it? June 19th, 1865? If I'm doing that off the top of my head, you know what I'm saying? I only know the month because that's my son's birthday. My son was born on a national holiday, so we celebrate that shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know what I mean? But men's mental health, men's mental health month, Juneteenth, Pride month, all of that goes into like how we celebrate, how we do this, how we try to express ourselves, how we try to show generosity to one another, how we try to give each other
Gratitude,
grace. Exactly,
all that
exactly.
shit, man.
Tolerance, all of that, right? You know what I mean? Like all of that kind of is in coexistence. Um, Also, today is game two of the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? We got the Boston Celtics versus the Mavericks. I don't give a fuck about none of them niggas. It's Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But I just have to.
I gotta go for the Mavs, man. I know they lost the first game, but my guy Kyrie, man, I'm a big Kyrie fan. I've always been a fan of his. Even when they said he was crazy, I stood by him. So shout out to Kyrie. I want him to win his second ring.
Absolutely, bro. Shout out to the homie Low. Low retweeted and said that the title crazy. You my everything. You my everything. Shout out to NXT tonight, man.
I
NXT
didn't
in
even see that.
Vegas. And NXT's in Vegas tonight, man. Sexy Red is going to be the special host for Vegas tonight. We got an action-packed, jam-packed night in NXT. So we wanted to come and kind of get right into it. Give, previews, reviews. We got a show for every day of the week almost damn near except for Tuesday. So we kind of feel like we cheat them a little bit because also when we come into the pod, we don't spend a lot of time with them.
I completely forgot to talk some NXT, and I had a lot to say. But look, that's why we're starting today off with NXT, bro. Because honestly, it deserves the time. It's been a great show for the past couple months, and we've been talking about that just last week before I forgot. I didn't forget. Just we talked about so much shit. And the pod was like 2 hours long, so we didn't get into it. But let's chop it up, man. Like, let's start off with this card. And let's talk about our predictions and what we want to see tonight. We have a NXT North American Women's Championship match, which I hope starts the night off. I hope that they go out there and steal the show. We got Soroka versus Lash Legend versus Fallon Henley versus Jada Parker versus Michin versus Kalani Jordan. I don't know who's gonna win, but I know they're gonna be black. So I'm putting my money on. I'll put my money on Jada, man. She just has something about her, man.
She is, no lie, she's captivating. And first and foremost, let us do our due diligence and be straight up. We thought that Jade Cargill was going to have a name change, and we thought at first, off first glance, she was going to be transformed into Jada Parker.
Yeah,
nah. Jada Parker is her own. She her own.
Identity, and she carved her own lane. She's like a pretty Tom girl, type of chick that has this toughness edge to her that you just can't deny. So she has the best sides of both worlds. She's in that ring. She's tough. She can brawl, and she's pretty well.
Post a bikini pic in motherfucking Instagram and be like, "Whew,
come on now,
come on now." That's not why we're eating it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. But nah, she's extremely beautiful. She has a cool presence about her. That's what I'm trying to say in the ring. I do want to see more from her in the ring because I haven't really seen. I've seen a couple of her matches, but they haven't really let her go like crazy. Like she's just been, just getting her over as those kind of like squash matches type shit. Like what I'm seeing out of Bianca, I mean not Bianca, Jade on the main roster. I'm seeing her actually go now. Like she's like getting some time and selling and all that stuff. I want to see that from Jada Parker, but I have a feeling that she might win this. If she doesn't win it, I want to give it to Lash, but because Lash has been here for a minute, and I think that she will be good on the mic and be a good representation for the North American Championship. But yeah, man, even if Michin won this, I would be satisfied because she's been a veteran for so long. We've seen her go. We know that she can hold that championship, and eventually her dropping it to somebody else could get them over, like a Jada Parker if they continue that kind of feud. So those are the three women I'm looking at the most. But there's something about that Jada Parker, man, that I just feel like
my top three is Jada, Lash, and So. It's something about that athleticism.
Yeah.
Right? That pops off the screen first and foremost. Secondarily as well, we've seen it with Wes Lee, right? The confidence you have to return back with as a sky riser, as a high flyer, as a person that takes risk in that ring, right? Austin, for example, hurt his neck. He went from technically sound, right, to just I'm gonna brawl it out and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Right? Like injuries can dictate and change the trajectory of us. Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel you on that. So Ruka, I was just talking to my nephew Aze, and shout out to Aze. He, he's looking forward to this show too. And he's like, yo, NXT has one of the best women's rosters. And I'm like, they do kind of, but I've seen better NXT women's rosters, not based off of the talent, because I think there's a lot of talent there. My thing is
Great
that
talent.
there's not enough stand out talent yet. And yeah, we can talk about Jada Parker Lash and Sol Ruka and Michin and Kalani and Fallon. They're all great in their own right, for real. They are. But I'm talking about that. Oh, that person right there, they're anchoring the division. And I think they need a bona fide heel. Like that feels like they're the baddest chick on the roster. Jada might be able to fill that spot. I don't think they have that yet. You know, I don't think they have that yet. And I think you always need a bona fide baby, bona fide heel. I'm sorry, Roxanne, she's just too cute to feel like she's a threat and as a heel. I know she's talking her shit now and all that shit, but she's not convincing to me as a top heel. She's just not, for me. So I'm looking for that, and that anchor to the division is open for the taking, and maybe we get it out of this match.
And to your point with Roxanne, I totally feel like with her gimmick and her presentation, all I see is Cora. All I see is Cora Jade. That's all I see. That's all, bro. That's all I see, man. And the only reason I say that is because it feels as she can be Ray J. I hit it first, like she did it first. She turned first.
She turned back because the fans didn't like
all that. And even with Cora, I didn't really believe it, but I was like, all right, I'll rock with it because y'all can give me bad, good Cora Roxanne. It's already embedded.
It's the same good girl turn bad stick.
Listen, man, it's only one Rihanna. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
It's only one good girl. It's only one good girl that can turn bad that we go remember forever. You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying is, like, with that being said, I'm not against Jordynne Grace beating her tonight. Low key. I'm not against Jordynne Grace winning the NXT Women's Championship. That does more for the division to me than any decision tonight. I think Jordynne Grace actually pulling it out and us feeling like, wow, what does that mean for the women's division in NXT? I'm tuning in to see what goes on with her. I'm tuning into Impact when she has an open challenge to see what happens with that. Does best for both companies in my mind. Low key.
That's a fucking hot. That's a hot take right there, brother.
You think so?
That's what, bro. Honestly, we put that up with any Caitlyn Cart take on internet, nigga. I don't know what's hotter right now, nigga. Like,
what do you think about it? Jordynne Grace, NXT Women's Champion, holding the NXT Impact and NXT Women's Champion and the Knockouts Champion at the same time. That gets Jordynne Grace over to the next level, bro.
That puts Jordynne Grace on a fucking level.
Yeah,
legit. That puts her on a level. And again, y'all talking to niggas that was listen. We started this show May 26, 2018. Check the fucking tapes. We've been on that big juiced up motherfucker for a minute. Okay? So this ain't even nothing new, nigga. Yeah. Like, I don't want y'all to get this misconstrued, brother. We've been with Jordynne Grace before she did the body transformation. You feel me? Like, so we understand the talent. We understand the potential. We understand the fucking trajectory that is her. You know what I'm saying?
Making, man. If she does that, that's history, man. When have you ever seen another talent from another company coming in and win a WWE championship? I know we see Moxley walking an IWGP championship in AEW, and that's groundbreaking too. But we never seen it in WWE under the umbrella of WWE. So I think this will be a great move from their part, and it's history that can be made tonight. I think that's how you make this event like just that much more important.
I would say, well, shit, while we here, I mean, we'll run through the card. We'll run through what's going on at NXT. We won't overlook things, but the first two things we spoke about were two women's matches, right?
Yeah. They're playing them over
tonight. And let's not forget, we got Lola Vice.
Lola Vice, bro, the emoting queen that cannot help but shake that ass. I mean, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. But
Bro, we
come
about
on,
to
Miss
have
Shayna,
Sexy Red, Lola Vice, Jada Parker it's about to be like
thank you, Shawn Michaels, bro. Thank you, HBK.
that's why he my goat.
The sexy
Now
boy has made
Brett married him a black woman, but Sean was like, I'm about to surround myself with nothing but him. You know what I'm saying?
It's been wild, man. It's been wild. NXT is a show. It's
Oh.
definitely a show. I'll put it that way. That it's entertaining. Put it that way. But let's talk about it. Like we said, who we would see winning the women's match, the NXT North American Women's Championship match, inaugural champion. I'm going with Jada Parker because I think she's potentially the best option. But for this Lola Vice Shayna Baszler match, I said Jada Parker. I said Jordan Grace for the women's championship match. For this Shayna Baszler Lola Vice match, as much as I love watching Lola Vice shake that ass, I don't want Shayna Baszler losing a fight pit match. I'm sorry.
Please.
I don't want that for her at all.
She can't. Shayna got to put this bitch to sleep.
Please.
Like she gotta put this bitch to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Worked over her body. Like, come on, she needs some revenge, bro.
What I need to see. I need to see Shayna Baszler doing this, right? Grinding her glove into something, and we zoom in, and it's like melatonin, because she gonna punch that bitch with melatonin. Like that's what I want to see. I want to see Shayna Baszler just put this hoe down.
I think a lot of people want to see it. Lola Vice, she's a good heel. Now she's on her way also to being that heel that people just cannot stand. And I mean, her beating Shayna could also help her do that, but I want to see her lose so bad. I mean, because I'm a Shayna fan. Shayna's not only has a match with her tonight, she has a match next weekend for the tag team championship on the main roster with Jada.
That's why I feel like she can't lose.
Exactly.
That's why she can't lose. That's why she can't.
I'm like, how are you gonna have her lose to Lola Vice in a fight pit kind of match, or and what do you call it?
It's gonna be NXT Underground. NXT Underground.
Yeah, So that's my take on that. But I'm down to watch it and see them actually throw some bows. So now let's go on to the men. Let's see what they got for us. Let's talk about our man, our guy, Wes Lee.
Shout out my brother Dez, man. I just want another person that want to give love and respect to. Again, men's mental health. That was his first injury of his career, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's my brother's first injury of his career. You know what I'm saying? So him to be down, him to be out again, the title, everything, the momentum, everything. We thought he was going to get main roster bump, main roster pay, all like.
It was bad timing.
I know my nigga's real life goals. Yeah. And that shit set a nigga back. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my brother Des. Shout out to my brother Wesley. You know what I'm saying? Him, I guess. Shit, I don't know, brother.
Listen, my Nigerian brother Obafemi is to be reckoned with, and that's why this is a perfect opportunity for him to drop the title. I want Wesley to take it because here's the thing. I want to see him in the main, either go to the main the NXT Championship division, against Ethan Page or Trick Williams. Also, they fed him two guys previously who are bigger than these guys, and he's eating them alive, So like, how do you find a way to get the title off of him? You have Wesley pin Joe Coffey, and Obafemi's pissed off, and Wesley was in line to win it back, before he got injured, so it was just bad timing. I know he had the whole thing with Dom going on, which I thought would have been a great moment for him to get a victory over somebody on the main roster, and Dom, who's rising as one of the best heels in the business. But let's get back to where we were. I think Wesley can stabilize the mid card. He always has. Put on some great banger matches as he always does, week after week. And Oba can transition to the NXT Championship because he looks like he has this NXT North American Championship in a chokehold with nobody on the horizon. And I don't want Wesley coming back from injury to take this L. I don't. I don't think this L is. I think this is the moment for him to reclaim what he's got after injury. Now, don't granted, he can still compete. It could, like Joe Coffey could get pinned or something by Oba, and we can still see the feud continue. But I think Wesley, that tenacity he has, the presentation he has as a really good baby face who the fans are behind, can will him to overcoming this giant of a behemoth in Oba Femi. So it can go either way. Oba can retain or Wesley wins, but I'm leaning towards Wesley tonight.
I'm a ride out with this since we're gonna get into this a little bit later on in the show. Wesley's a great replacement for Ricochet on the main roster.
Did not even think about that one. Did not think about that one.
I'm not going. I again. I know what his real life goals are, right? And I not trying to talk out of turn, speak out of turn. The main roster is what he wants. You know what I'm saying? It's what he wants for the dynamic of what it is that he's trying to build. It's what he needs, right? You know what I mean? Like it's just apropos to the star that he will. We see this with AEW a lot. And I don't mean to do the whataboutism, that's my thing. Let me put my crown on, but I'm the Rashad McCants of this podcast. Let me go ahead.
It's not what about it. It's just like you making.
But I would say this: the fans and the outreach and the support and the uplifting of AEW bubble, we call it small, right? Because of the reach or the way how many people they pack in the show, or whatever the case may be, it seems to be diminished as small. Nigga, we've been in the NXT. It ain't big. It's actually smaller than whatever we think AEW might be. So the crowd support, the TV presentation, the production of NXT presents people in a bigger place than it actually is. And it also keeps people in a smaller place than they actually need to be in. And I would say West is in the latter category. I would say it keeps him in a smaller place than he needs to be.
Being a buck with you. If we're talking about development and looking at it as Wesley has done what he needs to do there. He's carried the division for a whole year. He's developed. He knows the style of WWE. He's had phenomenal matches in and day out, or week in, week out. So he's done what he needs to do in NXT. Absolutely. My thing is, I don't know if they're calling people up right now. So at least until summertime, maybe we put the towel on him until then. In the meantime, maybe we hold off on calling up immediately, but right after SummerSlam, he makes a debut and he drops the title to somebody and gives them a big rub. You never know, So I'm looking at it from that standpoint. Wesley, sometime this year, I would like to see him on the main roster.
Well, I mean, considering what we're talking about, Ricochet, and just to vary off, we'll get back on NXT, but Ricochet has it's been made apparent. It's all over Twitter. It's all over social media. He has given notice to WWE that he will be leaving the company when his contract expires in the summer. So, to your point, now into the summer, West can fill a void, build up a few for NXT, lose, drop, boom, be ready for the main roster by fall because WWE will be on Netflix very, very soon. Right? Like, bro, we need, West, Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, hopefully Trick Willie. Nigga, we gonna need all of what we can conjure up on Netflix to make it feel something.
Yeah,
and that might be a nice little 4 cornerstone right there, bro.
Yeah,
Ilya, Trick, Wes, Braun as the new faces of Raw. That might be crazy for the 5-year bid that they got for Netflix. Nigga, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I do think that by the end of the year, Wesley should be on the main roster. And bringing a new era on Netflix, I think that'll be a perfect opportunity for them to bring new talent, make it feel fresh, make it feel important. And he'll fit right in. Absolutely.
So with that being said, you pick Wesley against in this triple threat against Oba and Joe Coffey. Um, I I am, you know, you my brother, I'm your brother. Usually I try to support you whenever I can. I'm green, white, green. You know what I'm saying? When I need to be. So I know you don't go against the family. It's hard for me to go against the family. You know what I'm saying? How
I just
about this?
looking at this
Whoever win better pin Joe Coffey. Let's just say that.
exactly. That's what we're gonna say. uh, but exactly, and like I said, how do you pin this or submit Oba Femi right now? Like really, like how do you really get the title off of him?
Yeah,
He's gonna
you
the
gotta put
second
him
time
through a
he's gonna keep
table,
pressing.
put him through a barricade or something like that. He
Yeah,
gotta be off the set.
and this match is gonna slap. I can't wait to see this one. This is gonna
Yeah,
be good. I can't wait, and
yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now the tag team championship. You said you didn't care about it, but Nathan Frazier versus Axiom, versus the List and Axiom versus the OC Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I'm not gonna um I'm not gonna underrate this or like just look over, because I like Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I do. I think they're really talented, and I think
Yeah.
they're really good tag team champions right now. Because it's been a minute that I felt like they had good tag team champions in NXT. I
What,
know that Braun and Baron did their thing, but I think these guys fit like holding they're more stable tag team.
I was saying I was getting in to kind of interrupt, but I let you finish. But I was gonna say I liked Nathan when he was talking that talk. Like they had a little sub that like it was brief. We was cutting promos. He was doing things like by himself, and like I thought we were gonna get in a direction where he was gonna stand on his own. If we go back to that, maybe off of a loss, I'm down with that. I know you screwed up your face a little bit too when I said AJ come down to to NXT. Nigga, they will run. And the OC with AJ, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. To me, it gives AJ a new purpose. It gives him new talent to work with. He can teach the guys down there, and he ain't even got to be on the road, nigga. It's Orlando and Georgia. That's it. If he misses family, if he want to be home with his wife, if the kid's going off to college, he got college tours he want to go to. He want to send his kid off to college, whatever. Like
Yep.
if AJ just want to be, but he can't lead a business alone. NXT is a great filler for him. A great
So
filler for him.
we'll talk about this in a moment, but you're right. AJ is in an I Quit match next week with Cody Rhodes. And if AJ quits in the match, I don't want to see him on SmackDown. I'm gonna be real with you. I
For
don't want
real.
to see,
That
I
ass.
don't
That
want to
ass.
see him on SmackDown
That ass.
at that point. So like going to what you're saying, I see like OC winning the tag team championships, and then defeating Nathan Frazier and Axiom could start up rivalry between these guys. I don't want to see Nathan Frazier on his own per se. I think when he was talking his shit by himself, it still was like, nigga, I don't believe it. For me, I didn't really fuck with it that much. Him and Axiom feel like it fits. It fits for me. Um, yeah, I can see that, but I need AJ to go down there like when Finn went down there. Finn went down there and just was a badass the entire time, bro. Like I need that level of
Absolutely.
badassery from
Absolutely.
AJ Styles. Like I want him to bully these young cats, low key with the boys, So and they can let him talk his shit, let him like let him off the loose a little bit, and like really do expound his let his veteran wings fly and really feel well-rounded as a character. So I hear where you're coming from with that. I do. I'm not gonna scratch my face up on that because it makes sense, especially with the stipulation added to this match for him and Cody next week.
Yeah, so I mean, and that was to my whole point when I was like, I didn't necessarily care about the match per se, because with me it was all about what we man man, I'm a big fan of the OC, bro. Like we saw it, like from the again, we've been doing a podcast for a very long time. When Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson debuted with with AJ against the Bloodline, the
Yeah.
first time they were ever called the Bloodline. Like, bro, like, man. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me kind of saying. Let me reel it back in. Some niggas, I understand. I completely understand it. But now we got so many layers and players under the same umbrella that we kind of have to gotta get these guys. Listen, Tama Tunga, Carl Anderson, Prince Devitt are the three of the four original members of the revolution of professional wrestling. Are you not understanding? The Bullet Club, my guy, started with three out of the four people under the umbrella. We gotta have. We did a little bit with AJ and Finn with that first match at Survivor Series that happened out of just out the whim, and like there are certain things that like get the palate wet just a little bit, and you be like, damn, this steak is under delivering right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the Good Brothers, the Hoop Brothers, right? They got so much. They got so much. They are a legitimate breaded tag team that have traveled the world, Mexico, Japan, North America, all over the world as a legitimate tag team, and I need them. I want them to really, really, really
Yeah.
tap into something. And they only matter when they're with Uncle Al. They only matter when they with Uncle Al. And so what I need Uncle Al to understand is, bro, listen, just being dead ass. I ain't never listened to Mob Deep if it wasn't produced by Alchemist. Feel me? I ain't never listened to Havoc, even though Havoc make his own beats. I don't give a fuck, nigga. You better rap with some Alchemist. I don't listen to Prodigy if it ain't over out. So with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, you need to be with AJ Styles for you to
Yeah.
matter. And
Um,
I want that. I want that.
if AJ goes down to NXT, it's a good fit. I will say that it's a good fit with the Good Brothers down there. But I'm not gonna act like the Good Brothers can't get it on their own. I do think that without AJ, it's just a matter of how they position them on the card, the
Correct.
angles they give them.
Correct.
When they debuted with against the Dudley Boy, no, was it against the New Day? They came out on their own, and it felt like a big deal
it
without
was
the whole.
Usos. I think.
Huh?
I think they came in to attack Jay and Jimmy.
Okay, okay,
I
yeah,
think that's how they came out.
you
They
know,
came to the
so
crowd all black, black jeans, black shirt.
Killer and all that stuff. So yeah, I like them as a tag, and I think they haven't really gotten a chance to like just run a division because it's always been other teams that were getting the love and the shine at the time. I think they can run NXT. But I mean, honestly, NXT is for developmental. But until another tag team comes along that's on their level, yeah, let them run it. So, and honestly, until AJ, legit says I'm going to quit and come down here and do that, I think he'll be keep him away for like a month, and then make him appear randomly like in a big main event. I think that's what you want to do, because then we can
Bro,
get
AJ attacking Trick Willie after a Trick Williams match, my nigga. What?
Jane Trick, and there's no shame in losing a championship to AJ and having to fight back. It's AJ fucking Styles, if a Trick Williams AJ Styles match can do a lot for Trick, I think it just as far as the work rate and everything like that. So I feel you on that, brother. I feel you. Speaking of Trick, we have the main event: Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. So this is Ethan Page's very first match in WWE. I thought it was a great move on his part because me and you talked about Ethan Page a while back in AEW, and he has that arrogant charisma. And when he was with the top team or whatever that was, he was
Top
cutting a
team,
lot of
yeah.
good promos.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
top team, top team, yeah.
Yeah, top team. He was cutting a lot of good promos in AEW, and I'm like, yo, this guy got something. But the unfortunate thing about his spot in AEW is that you're almost too close to what MJF is doing. Like the young cat who's arrogant, who and MJF just did it bigger and better. So him in NXT, moving over to NXT and saying, he said I can just sit back home, collect a paycheck, and be getting money, and I chose to come here and compete. I really do respect it, because a lot of fans, a lot of people don't take the money and sit back home and do what they're doing and just collect. But I think that in the long run, Ethan Page will become a bigger star because of this move to NXT. However, tonight's not the night for him. This is your first match in WWE. He's not the guy who I see coming in and winning the championship and just taking a run with it. I think he's going to have to grind a little bit. So I'm down to see the match. I think it's gonna be a good match. But right now the fans are on, they're on the side of Trick, and he's such a big star right now that you can't just take this title off of him for a newcomer like Ethan Page.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. I'm just gonna send. I'm about to copy this, and I'm gonna send this in the private chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It was good.
Um,
But yeah, I got Trick Williams, successfully defending his title.
I have Trick Williams doing the same. I copy link. Okay. I have Trick Williams doing the same thing. Again, I'm very heavy on the, you know what I'm saying. Trick Willie is Trick Willie is the, I see your face as you know what I and so I think Trick Willie is the future of and the leader of NXT. He should be exactly. He should be the winner and the victor of tonight. It's just shout out, shout out, shout out. You know what I'm saying? So with that, so that's why why I was a little distracted when you were speaking.
I get it. I'm trying to put it like, are these wrestlers?
Yes.
I'm like, wait a minute,
bro.
Man, I would like a screen share, but guys, it's not for you guys.
It's not, man. But I just want to say, support women wrestlers when they put that link in their bio.
Yeah. Support women wrestlers, absolutely, man. You got it.
Shit, let's go to we kind of wrapped up NXT.
We're pretty good with NXT right now.
Yeah. Let's kind of move towards SmackDown. You did your review. So for those who did not watch it, go watch it. We don't listen. Hey, we trying to work the algorithm. We trying to work the views and everything like that. My man ain't here to repeat himself. He said what he said on Friday night. We here for.
What I am here for.
Okay, go ahead.
Get your takes on a couple of things.
Okay,
that's what we're here to debate a little bit.
Shoot.
I said that. Let's just talk about a couple of things happen. So we got official members of Bloodline now. Solo Sikoa is the head of the table.
Come on.
Huh?
Come on. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Solo.
Solo's the head of the table. Tama Tonga's right hand man, and Tonga Loa is just an official member. He's just a guy in Bloodline. So here's the thing. They made a point to have a promo with Kevin Owens and Paul Heyman a couple weeks ago, where Kevin Owens, called this whole thing out. He's like, listen, I respect it as much as I went through all this shit. with the bloodline. He's been thrown off of things. He's been run over by a golf cart. They strapped him to the ropes and super kicked him a million times. He's like, and he stood. He's still standing. Paul Heyman was trying to get him to back down from always pushing his back and fighting against Solo and the new bloodline. And he said that he had respect for the old bloodline as much as he went through with them, but this bloodline he doesn't respect any of them. And if he can survive that, he can definitely survive this. He's still dead. I think there is something to the fact that he said that he respects the old bloodline, and we're gearing up towards a return of Jimmy and Roman, and potentially getting Jay on their side again. But before we even get to that, I need for Kevin Owens to get a big victory over somebody in the bloodline, because he's right. For the past 4 years,
I heard you say that. I heard you say that on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the past 4 years, he's been getting his ass kicked by the bloodline. And I don't think that Kevin Owens ever really got his comeuppance. I know he beat the Usos in the main event of WrestleMania, but it was majorly a Sami Zayn storyline. Even Sami Zayn got the last kick and the victory. But before that even kicked off, him and Roman been doing this shit for a minute. And they've been taking advantage of Kevin Owens at every turn. And to be quite honest, the only reason why Kevin Owens isn't a world champion is because of the bloodline. He's the only reason why he's not been a world champion again is because of the bloodline. So I see some facet where I want this character of Kevin Owens to get a big victory on his own against bloodline. So what I would do is just keep increasing the tension with him and Solo through the next couple of months. And I want to build towards a big match that can get Solo a look that he has never gotten before and get Kevin Owens a big victory. And to me, that's Hell in a Cell. They've already crashed a car into this guy. They've already, jumped him a billion times. They try to make an example out of him all the time, put him through tables, all types of stuff. Hell in a Cell, Solo and KO. I want to see that. I want to see.
Okay. Listen. I am. I'm a proponent for violence. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only feud that I think could warrant one right now. That's the only one that could warrant. Maybe CM Punk and Drew, but this one right here, I think is even deeper.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. CM Punk, that motherfucker better not ever. He need to just do. He might need to stay away from regular wrestling matches, nigga. You talking about put a little extra on it, nigga? You better get your ass out of here.
Yeah, I feel exactly. I feel the same way. But so when I look at it, these two guys can compete and really have a good match, and I think that's a big moment for Solo. And if Kevin Owens can win it, it's a big moment for him to kind of put this behind him, because I do want us to get to a moment where Kevin Owens gets to put this bloodline stuff behind him. I want him to fight for Cody's championship. I want him to fight, for other things, So I want him to get back in the main event, really. I want him to fight for Cody. I want Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes.
I'm with you only up to that point.
Okay.
Right. So when it comes to Kevin Owens stardom, when it comes to Kevin Owens light, when it comes to Kevin Owens prosperity, right? Let's use that word or. You know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, everybody's using it.
Yeah. I would say that he doesn't need one. Right? And I know and the reason why I say is this, listen. People are complaining about Shinsuke. Right? And when we got that little taste of Shinsuke Nakamura with his feud with Seth Rollins, who was like, that's what we want. That's what we've been asking for. That's what we need. And when he didn't win, he was back relegated to being what he was. But I think with guys like Shinsuke and guys like Kevin Owens, they don't mind not being in something always revolving around them because, as we stated, there's seasons with it, right?
There are
And it's
seasons, true, but
but
with Kevin Owens, this has been a long season. It's been from one Olympic Games to the next Olympic Games of him getting his ass beat.
but
So
what
I'm
you
looking at it.
you can't say I'm so sorry, but you can't say that when you did literally poo poo the Russell they as a tag team something that has not it was 39 WrestleManias.
Yeah,
I know you're gonna I know, but it's 39 WrestleMania. They never did that before, and they
yeah,
were a main event. He told a real concise story. He made up. He like you said, it was a Sammy story, but Sammy doesn't really come to his Jesus moment if he doesn't defend Kevin,
of
who was
course.
also still in a main event match at Royal Rumble for the World Championship. So I know what you're saying if Kevin got his ass beat and everything like that. Kevin came to the saving of Sammy. Sammy came to the saving of Kevin. And then they came together, won the tag team titles. And since that moment, Kevin Owens, I would agree with you. He has not felt anything special like. I give you that. I will. And I can understand as being a fan of Kevin Owens how you want him to matter. And that's why I
It's not
bring up
even
the
that one to
Shinsuke
matter.
situation.
It's not even that one to matter. Even if he doesn't face Cody and win, or if he doesn't even face Cody at all, I need him to get a big victory over the Bloodline on his own. Because before Sammy, there was him getting his ass beat by the Bloodline. After Sammy, he's still getting his ass beat by the Bloodline. So at some point, as a man, as a character, whatever it is, Kevin Owens has to stand on 2 feet, stand on business, and defeat a big member of the Bloodline. And the perfect guy is from defeat Solo. Solo's been when Solo took charge for no reason. He pulled up to SmackDown in a suit and said, "Where's Kevin Owens?" And what did they do? They crashed the car into him, dragged him out, and made him a freaking example. No, Kevin he ain't going down like that. He gonna fight back. He don't need Randy Orton's help. At this point, I want to see him put Solo to the
It's hard for me to say that when it's I hear okay, it's not hard. I hear you say that. And Drew's whole trajectory and arc in what he is tied to the bloodline.
Drew got
Randy's
over it.
whole,
Drew's not getting beat up anymore. Drew's onto something new.
but he's only on to something new after Jay was out the way. You see what I'm saying? So I'm following you with you. Where Kevin Owens, like his history is tied to the bloodline. A la Randy, a la Drew, a la LA Knight, right? We're talking about all of these players who are looking for their moment in the sun. They have been damped and dimmed by what has been the bloodline. And to my rebuttal to you is that Kevin Owens and Solo being in the Hell in the Cell is very much okay with me. I don't need the next step of Kevin Owens then stepping into what I believe should be LA Knight's moment.
Then we can agree on that because
Okay. Okay.
I'm actually saying, like, of course I would like to see that, but we don't even need that. We can just have him beat Solo in Hell in a Cell. You can't have a guy threaten your life, crash a car into you, drag you out as an example, beat your ass 1 week after another, and then you come out and get jumped again. You know, he's getting saved by Randy Orton. Now he's getting saved by the Street Profits. I need Kevin Owens
Which
to
I
get
don't know why the Street Profits
one big victory. Huh?
I don't know why the Street Profits involved in the Street Profits need to be looking at Grayson and fucking Theory. I don't know what the fuck them. I don't know what them niggas doing with the bloodline.
They already lost to them. So I mean, they already pretty much lost to them.
I mean, just because you lost don't mean you can't have a look at Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They'll find a way back. Like I don't care what you the what I'm so, to your point. The bloodline is a succubus, right? Am I using that correctly? I believe I am, right? I believe so. I believe so. I believe so. I believe I am using that correctly, right? They are they are doing a lot of draining of one's aura, right? When you get into a feud with the bloodline, it is a lose feud because you're not going in to go over. And once you go over, you're Cody Rhodes, and we're like, what's next? Right? So at the end of the day, I don't want the Street Profits who was just the pride, right? Who was just giving promos against what young Carmelo Hayes, right? Right? There's like like they're missing me with some of the connectivity with SmackDown. So as you were giving your breakdown this past week, there's a lot of inconsistencies with SmackDown that's just not really bringing me to the table. Right? Piper and Bailey was a really good situation.
I hear you. Yeah,
Grayson and
I like that.
Theory, are they gonna break up? Are we getting a babyface Austin? Who the fuck is cheering on that? Right? Like, right? Carmelo and LA Knight was a match that happened on a SmackDown that could have been on a card at Clash. Right? There are like it's just a lot of missing moments for me that I'm trying to figure out on SmackDown. And Solo and the Bloodline being being the most consistent thing, even if it is putting Kevin Owens down, I guess is the only plus that I can give it at the moment. Outside of me seeing Jade and Bianca, of course, because chef's kiss to that.
Jade and Bianca are fantastic every single week. I mean, don't want to sound like a broken record. We don't gotta say much about them. They're great. I do like the fact that they're in this triple threat feud with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire and Shayna and Zoe. They're actually getting some story behind the tag titles, which finally, I appreciate to finally get like an actual story kind of going on with these guys. So yeah, I'm all for it. Not much to say. Can't wait for the match. And LA Knight, he's been calling out Logan Paul, so we all know where that's going. So we'll see that when we get there.
Yeah.
But I do want to give a shout out to Piper, like you just did. Piper had a really good promo on SmackDown. First time I'm hearing her on the mic get to like really talk a little bit, and she just said, "Yo, I've been a world champion before I stepped in the door here." Like that's the type of shit I want to hear from a woman, like from anybody actually who has that extensive history in the Indies and wrestling outside of WWE. So her saying that, listen, man, I know I'm worthy of this match. Like just like it's not, you don't gotta tell me that I'm worthy for this match. So I'm here to take your championship. Loved it. Regardless of her winning or not in her home country, it's gonna be a good match.
Absolutely. I'm extremely excited for Clash as a entirety of a show. Right? I believe that show is that like they're going to continue the streak of one of the best one of the best shows of the year, right? Because NXT Stand and Deliver uh, was a pretty okay show. WrestleMania Night One was a really standout show for me. I don't want to disparage Night Two, but we go from that to then Lyon France, which was out of this world atmosphere, right? And then now we're gonna go into Clash, which I believe also with both Piper and Drew both being on the show, both being home, like uh, this will continue the run of like what the fuck moments for WWE because that press conference, I guarantee you, Gary, we can make a bet right now what Triple H is going to say. He's going to have all his bracelets on. He's going to have that goddamn Hublot watch on. He's going to, hey,
glasses.
He's going to look at the numbers. That atmosphere, we felt it in Gorilla. it was shaking a gorilla. You know, like he's gonna make. You know what I mean? Like it's guaranteed.
We're breaking records. Yeah. It was 74,600 people here tonight, and thank you, Scotland. And so I just wanted to, shout them out real quick because it was
It's
electric tonight. It was crazy.
electric. That's gonna be the word. Electric. I'll take a matter of fact. I'm gonna come on live during the press conference, and how many times he say electric, I'm gonna take a shot. Let's see if I get drunk at the end of the goddamn Triple H press.
When you do that, dog, you fuck yourself up right there. Yeah, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We got Drew, Damian. I like that they got Damian a little bit over. I really want to see more. You know what? I think the best storylines have nothing to do with the World Championship on Raw. Let's just put it that way. I enjoy it. Cool. We're gonna see the match. Scotland. But I'll say this more than anything: the booking between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. This is the first World Heavyweight Championship match since WrestleMania that I do not know the winner. I genuinely don't know the winner. I think it might be Drew, but I don't know.
Booking right there, baby.
Yeah. So good booking. Yeah, absolutely. Good booking. The story stuff for me on Raw has been obviously Liv Morgan and the Judgment and Dom, what's going on there. It's incredible. I love it. And then also to me, my favorite angle is Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. So if you want to see my recaps on that, go back to my Raw recap and talk about it. But have no harsh takes on it other than I'm on Liv's side. I hope that Liv does take down like the Judgment Day from the inside out. And I can't wait for when Rhea comes back. And I want Chad Gable to finally win the championship because he's doing some fantastic work right now. Like it's really him making Maxine get on her knees and beg him was like reminiscent of Vince getting Trish get down and bark. And I felt like that garnered a lot of heat for him. And he's tapping in.
I didn't think she was gonna do it. And when she did it, I was like, yikes.
It hits you a certain way, right? It's like, come on, man.
It do.
So
it do.
I think Chad Gable is the best heel on the like. I know there's Drew. Drew's the best heel, like he's the biggest heel. But right underneath him, like not by far, is Chad Gable, man. He's killing it week in and week out. And it's getting worse and worse for Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine. And the fans are really sick of this nigga. So I can't wait for him to win the championship and go even further. I can't wait. And let's say let the Creed brothers come involved in this.
But you know what's crazy though about so realistically, we always say a great baby face is made from a great heel. But a great heel is made from a great baby face.
And who's the great baby face in this situation?
I would say again, Chad losing in front of his daughter against Gunther. He was the biggest baby face in the entire world. Like there wasn't a bigger baby. Even MJF can talk about he was a baby face, but people call him a scumbag and everything like that. When he lost in front of his daughter, Chad Gable was the biggest baby face in professional wrestling at that point in time. At least up there, right? Now to your point, you just called him the biggest heel. How the fuck he switched like that in 2 months?
I know, right?
That's how that happened. When you're so invested in a person's good character, right?
I hear you.
When you're so invested in a person's,
but we can't ignore who he's facing, who's one of the biggest baby face, and we can't ignore who he's slapping in the face every week. Otis, who has just garnered so much sympathy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now,
It really is how Chad is treating the rest of Alpha Academy is what really is like showing his true character. It's one thing to be jealous of Sammy. You lost in front of your daughter, you lost in front of your wife, and then you lose to him, and he's hugging his wife, and then you suplex him out of his wife's arm. That's one thing. But to then take that turn and say, no, you guys I'm losing because of you guys, not take the ownership of that loss and say, listen, no matter what, you guys are going to get me my championship, then slap them in the face and berate them week after week for not being on your level. That's a step further of heeldom that I feel like Chad has tapped into miraculously. And that goes to, building up the Alpha Academy as his babyface group, giving him the opportunity to do this.
I would say this as well to your point with that in combination. There is only so much that I feel empathy for.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So you don't care about Otis getting slapped in the face every week.
You know why I don't care about Otis getting slapped in the face every week? Or you just made the point about Kevin Owens being a grown ass man and standing on his own too and standing on business and that. Bitch, you outweigh this nigga by 130 pounds. You ain't swallowed this little motherfucker yet, nigga. Like, what you talking about, bro? Again,
but you know how many times, like, you know how many times that you've yelled at me and cut me off, and I just gotta sit there because I love this guy, and I'm not gonna yell at him back because we've been through life together. We're best friends. That's how I feel Otis is. It's like he's not gonna hurt.
No.
Come on.
No. Cheating. I can guarantee you. You ain't gonna let me slap you now. I can cut you off. I can call you a stupid motherfucker. I might be able to call you a bitch. That might, but slapping you across your face. Hold on, brother. Look at me in my face. I can't just slap you up multiple times.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah.
You love me that much.
Listen, when you have history, somebody's your brother. Listen, and it's like you put on my point is that you give grace to people you care for. Like somebody else can't come and like harm me without my family coming to my defense. And but if my family and me get into it, all right, they might be able to say things or do things that get under my skin a little bit, and I might let it slide. Also, if on top of that, I'm fucking up, and this is the guy who took me to the, the tag division, and they won the tag titles before, right?
Damn, let me think.
Did they win the tag titles? I'm pretty sure they won it, but I could be lost.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe they were tag champions.
So
yeah. And they got the Olympic training background with one another.
Yeah,
like that.
So I'm looking at Otis from that standpoint that he don't want to, because the moment he turns on Chad, it's the end of the Alpha Academy. After all the things they've been through.
Well, I will say this. This goes back to what we was, originally talking about. Luke Gallows.
Yeah, he was Raw Tag Team Champion with him. So yeah.
Back in it, we were talking about tags. Alpha. What was the? Oh shit. American Alpha with Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. It took Chad Gable so long to rekindle who he was, what he was. Right? Now, we knew, we had faith, we loved him. We've been doing a podcast for a long time. Shorty G was something that we were commenting on, and we did not fuck with it.
I hated it.
But we was like, hey, if there's a vision, if they can lead us to we tried to do everything we can because, again, Chad Gable was somebody that we supported, somebody that we liked, somebody that we wanted to see succeed. So to your point right now, Chidi, when I talk about there's only so much that I can have empathy for other people, there goes back to my there's an extent that I will bypass boundaries for and like when we talk about suspend disbelief, right?
Mhm.
In real life, I don't think I would like a despicable person like that, but only in art can I, right? Only in art can I support someone like Chad Gable, right? So with that being said, nah, man, I've been waiting for this nigga to break through with something. Fuck the Raw Tag Team Championship. Fuck the SmackDown Tag Team Champ. My tag partner had a neck fusion that caused us to be separated. That then caused the chairman of the board to name me Shorty G. That named me to be. I almost got fired. Lost my job, nigga. I founded this Alpha Academy shit off the humbug to just stay alive. So if Otis turn on me, so fucking be it. As long as I have the IC title, everything now makes sense for me. Like everything is full circle for me as a
Yeah.
fan of that nigga Chad Gable.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because Alpha Academy could be done with if my nigga wins the
Yeah,
Intercontinental Championship.
yeah. But from the character standpoint, you can see why Otis was like, damn. You can see, but eventually we're gonna get that moment. It has to be, it's gonna be a big moment. And I don't mind there being a Otis Chad feud at this point because I mean I think it could be a good match. I do. I do think it could be. I think we're probably gonna get it on Raw or something, but I still don't mind it.
It's warranted. It's warranted at this point.
Yeah.
It's warranted
I
at
mean,
this
he
point.
was like telling him he's about to beat him with his belt this past week. I was like, what? But
Yeah,
yeah, man, I'm really enjoying this angle with Chad and Sammy. It's probably my favorite storyline in wrestling since WrestleMania. Honestly, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with the whole live thing or the bloodline stuff or something in AEW, but for me, it's this one. I love what they're doing with Chad. It's the evolution of that character has been super. Like it's just been on another level every single week. Every single week, they keep upping the ante. But speaking of AEW, let's talk about that a little bit. You had your review this week. Probably one of your worst reviews ever.
absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah, we can go
but
ahead and do that for sure.
I'm gonna talk about what I like though. I'm gonna really give it some grace. I really did like the main event. I know you were like, yeah, whatever, it was trash. I enjoyed it. I think here's a problem that it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't mean anything. Like if Roderick Strong climbs a mountain and he's like, oh, I'm going to win the world championship in the night, and by the end of the night, Swerve kicks his ass and wins and retains the title. That whole segment is a complete wash, And a lot of things in AEW seem like it's just building up to nothing, you know. Um, so I didn't get any build with him and Osprey. And matter of fact, what I got more of is a build between him and MJF because MJF talked some shit, mentioned his name. But as for the match itself, which is what I'm trying to do, I'm trying this thing where I just watch AEW and say, hey man, it's where the best come to wrestle, right? Let me just watch the wrestling and let me completely ignore the storylines for a little bit, And this match was really good. I'm a big fan of both of them, Roddy and Swerve. So the main event was a main event that I think was worth it. I stayed up for, I watched it. It was cool.
Um, I would say this. I'm very much underwhelmed with um I'm very much underwhelmed with the storytelling that is happening in AEW. And the reason why is because it's 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 nonsensical in the state of it's and, and I know you're laughing because I have been such a great champion of this company and of such things, but to the particular thing of Swerve and Roderick Strong, when we talk about a telegraph match, right? Swerve can be like, yo, I'll beat your ass, but I ain't putting this title on the line. Something like that. Like something like that helps me because Swerve has now a possibility to lose, and now Roderick Strong has it ain't an eliminator match. Don't put that title on it. Don't put that phrase on it. But you know what I'm saying? But it just gives you, if you have Swerve lose because Wardlow trips up Swerve, now I can have Swerve and Wardlow to look at.
Or even like if it was like, you know, Wardlow trips up Swerve, the ref sees it, it's a disqualification, or they then jump him. Will Ospreay comes out for the save, and then they have a steer off. He thinks Will Ospreay hit him. He pushes him off, like, you know, the cliche shit.
It could be,
you know,
like we got a whole bunch of different things that we can do other than Swerve versus Roderick Strong for the AEW championship. Come on, nigga, and then don't let me be Jim Cornette with it. You had the goddamn finish. You had to finish. You kicked the motherfucker in the hand. Goddamn.
Yeah.
The motherfucker had to finish.
Yo, Cornette is outrageous, bro. The shit that you sent me last week, what the fuck is wrong with that guy, bro?
I got tears in my eyes because I want to be Cornette.
He says whatever the fuck he wants to say.
He says what he wants, how he want to say it. He don't give a fuck. Now, don't get me wrong. You're talking to a person who just started off the show saying, Happy Pride Month. So I'm not trying to talk about being an ignorant nigga like that. But what I am trying to say is, that nigga can get monetized by saying motherfucker. And I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to make money off of saying the dumb son of a bitch. Like, I want to be able to do that. Oh, man. Okay, now, realistically, Jim Cornette had a great, he said it right. They had to finish, right? You wrestle a match where we know the winner got to be the winner. You make it longer than, but Roddy's a great wrestler, so you can't just shrug him off, right? So you do the sequence, everything happens, you boom, you hit him with the joint. Why go up to the top rope? It's just like what he did with Toni Storm at the. She was like, you power drive the bitch off the top rope, and then you pick her up and power drive again. He said that's the definition of stabbing somebody after you shoot them, and I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Yo, Cornette's funny dude, man. He's a funny guy.
Bro,
but like that's why I don't try to look too hard at AEW, because once you start looking at them logically, yo, you get pissed the fuck off. You really get mad because this shit don't make no sense sometimes, you know. So I had to take it for what it was, you know. And you know, like I know we're gearing up towards Forbidden Door. We're gonna get, you know, John Moxley and Naito on the last night. We see that we're gonna get Shayna Mercedes versus, I don't remember the woman's name, but a Japanese wrestler's coming. Getting Toni Storm versus Mira Sakazawa. If I'm saying that right, you know, that going on. I don't know a lot of these people. I know Naito though. So I'm just kind of like give some grace for what they're trying to build towards. But the one people I do know is Will Ospreay and Swerve, and Will Ospreay wasn't on the show at all. Maybe he's back home. and couldn't make it or something. But that's where I want to see some story development with, you know. That's why I want to see in the this week. So instead, they brought MJF. All right, MJF is the, you know, somebody we know going to get a ratings pop, and they give me MJF and Roosh, you know, which I am glad we're getting Roosh in a prominent spot. But you had MJF literally bury him on the mic immediately, and MJF has this thing about him.
He bigged him up, though. He bigged him up.
He bigged him up, but it's the same thing The Rock used to do. You kind of like big him up, but everything you said prior, you just shat on the nigga completely. and said we don't know what you're saying, and the fans get to laugh and joke about it. And The Rock would bury his guys so much in the '90s and make himself so much more of a legend through that. But there's nothing that Roosh can do now, but go out there and probably get what chance after this promo. I'm sorry, like you're really hamstringing the guy going forward.
Her name is Stephanie Bakir. Bakir, I believe I'm saying. I'm probably butchering that, but she is a wrestler from Chile.
Oh, excuse me.
She's from Chile, but she wrestles. She wrestles in CMLL, and she also wrestled in Stardom. So she is a world-renowned wrestler. Her nickname is Dark Angel, and she actually had a WWE tryout back in 2018.
All right, shout out to Stephanie and Dark Angel. Okay, and gotta see her.
Once I hear her pronounce their name, then I'll say it. But I ain't hear Excalibur, and I definitely I know Taz ain't saying it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Stephanie, Dark Angel. I'm gonna keep it that way, and we'll see her and Mercedes compete. This is where they're going with that. We got Willow in the Owen Hart women's tournament, as well as Chris Statlander will be in that. So hopefully they meet in the finals, and we get to see something going on there. And the winner will be facing for the championship at Wembley. Heard that before, but I'm glad it's happening because there are stakes behind this tournament, so that's cool.
We'll also have at Forbidden Door a ladder match for the vacant AEW TNT Championship, and they've been having qualifying matches. One of the qualifying matches will pertain Lee Moriarty versus Dante Martin, and I'm just gonna say, Dante, stay away from again. You like CM Punk, stay away from any extras. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be in no ladder matches.
We need Dante in that. We need Dante in that. We need Dante. I'm sorry.
We need Lee Moriarty in that, bro.
I got Dante, bro.
Fuck that. Dante. I'm tired of seeing Shane Taylor Promotions lose. I need Lee Moriarty to beat Dante and just be in the match. Just be in the match, because that's it. They have to face each other to see who be in the ladder match. So I don't need Dante in the match to hurt himself, and I don't need Lee Moriarty.
Dante could pull off a cool stunt, at least. Lee Moriarty probably gonna make like like an arm breaker through a ladder. Like, what is he gonna And I'm not saying that he can't pull off a stunt too, but I want to see something crazy. And AEW is a place where people go do crazy shit. So I'm like, throw Dante in there. He don't gotta win it either. Shout out to both of them. I'm a fan of both of them, but I'm just saying, come on now.
I mean, Takeshka's in there.
If it was a gauntlet match, give me Lee. But if it's a ladder match, come on.
Takeshka's qualified.
Takeshka should win the whole thing.
Really? Takeshka should be TNT champion?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dude, they've been pushing him for the whole year. Even last year they were pushing him, and he hasn't won a championship yet. And he just lost to Moxley for the IWGP championship. Or not even champion, for Eliminator. But you need to do something with this guy. He's a supremely talented athlete and wrestler. Give him a title, because if you're gonna have him in matches every single week, put a title on him. Put a title on him. Come on.
Okay. We got like you said, Moxley versus Naito. We're gonna have Jeff Cobb in an open match for the New Japan Television Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy. I don't want to fucking see that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a lot. Not a lot right now. Getting the palate wet. You feel me? Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dried up palate.
Zack Sabre Jr., Orange Cassidy, they're both talented wrestlers. So
yes, absolutely.
So it could be a good filler match. I'm down to watch it and see what happens.
I think the only thing on AEW that I liked that I did not even mention was Daniel Garcia. He shot a promo on Buffalo, which was, it's always good to see the city, man.
Is he gonna be going after the international championship?
He needs to. You know what? Again, we did the show. I think we did the show around the time when he had that accident. Him and Kevin Blackwood got into an accident coming home from Montreal, and we were just like, well wishes, and hope you get back. But that ended up being Daniel fucking Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That ended up being someone who is.
You don't have to. You don't have to win something. I
He
think
has right, and that was my that's what I'm getting to, because as Wheeler was out with that pure championship, it just made me, when he returned, it made me mad, because that could have been just Daniel, like, because of Daniel could have just had the title, and
Wheeler's been champion the entire time without with the belt while he's injured.
Yep. That's that, and you could have vacated it. You could have put it up. Like, you could have had a tournament. You love tournaments. Like,
you do like a casino gauntlet special spectacular
nigga,
eliminator. Does something.
You could have had a Jacksonville Jaguars pick match, nigga. Whatever, dog.
Shout out to Wheeler. Glad you're healthy again. But that match was complete garbage. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know anybody in that match, and I skipped it. I was like, how am I going to sit here through? I'm not going through this because I'm going to sound bad. But you have a bunch of niggas in masks that aren't Rey Mysterio, bro. They aren't Dragon. Like, let's just be real.
Stop it.
We don't know who these guys are.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm just saying, let me know who these niggas are, bro.
I would say,
God, they're not even El Vikingo. Like, I don't know these guys. I mean, they might be great, but I don't fucking care. Once you set the match up, and I already know, like, this is gonna be over in a few minutes, and BCC wins. That right there is a waste of my time when I'm watching your television show. Put that shit on Rampage. I was like, okay, that's it.
No, I mean, I would say the CMLL guys deserve a chance. I do hear you when you should say, like, yo, let me know who these niggas are. But also, I would say this. I'm not as well versed as I think I am in this wrestling space, right? So
trust me, you know a lot more than a lot of people. Even for you and me, who know a lot, I'm telling you, you hit up a bunch of those guys in the crowd even and say, yo, who the fuck are these guys in the CML mask? And they don't know who the fuck they are. I'm guaranteeing you, about half of, if not even more of that crowd did not know who these guys were. We know Penta, we know Phoenix, we know El Vikingo, we may know Serpentico, but who the fuck are these guys? Sorry.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even have the will to Google these niggas.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. You got Bryan Danielson in a match when he's about to retire in a couple months. You realize that, right? Like, he's about to be out of here. And you have been facing just random CML guys who have no name value here in America at all. And granted, they do deserve a chance, but not like this. Not like this. I'm sorry.
Now I would now.
I don't know who to root for, who's the face, who's the baby. Like, I didn't care.
Now, can I ask you this, right? When BCC goes to Mexico, do those Mexican dudes know BC? Do they know who? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot.
First of all, I do think they do know who they are. Second of all, I don't care if they do or not, because that's not in America.
But that's what I'm trying to say when it comes to, like, this is like a home and home in college football. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is
this is a home and home. They did a match. They did a match.
You want me to spend 15 to 20 minutes of my night watching the entrances, watching you guys come out, and then you enter in a bunch of guys in masks that have no clue who they are and just sit there and watch it. That's what you're feeding me on my Wednesday nights. Fuck you. I'm out of here.
Hey, they say, I'm gonna be honest. I had nowhere to go. It wasn't a WNBA game. It wasn't an NBA game. It wasn't no baseball. I was either watching that or be with the family, and I watched that.
Did you enjoy the match? Did anybody pop out to you? Did you realize, oh, this is the new guy who I'm looking at now? Did it do what it's supposed to do for these 4 guys in masks that you didn't know?
I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't give a fuck.
There we go.
You
There we go. And I don't mean to be rude. I really don't. But I'm sorry. There's a certain way you got to present new characters, new people on your wrestling show. And this was a 8-man tag jobber match. And I'm like, come on, bro. If you want to give me a jobber match with 1 guy that I don't know, but 4 guys I don't know, I'm checked out, man. I'm already sitting here waiting for something to happen with the guys I care about. But half of the show, you're just losing my interest. I want to see what happened to the ratings at that moment when they put that match on. I'm sure there was a dip, but hey, I'm not going to kill it. Go ahead if I haven't killed it already, but go ahead.
I was just about to say, like, damn, okay, that's you stabbing and shooting, nigga. Like what do you mean?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be positive today with AEW. Have some grace. Talk about what I liked, but I just got triggered. Sorry, I just remember.
It wasn't much to like. I said it on the show. Right. I said it.
So let's move on to AEW. Mentioned before, Ricochet's out. You want to bring Wesley up? Any other business news this week? Any other things we have to touch on before we get up out of here? Shout out to Sexy Red. She'll be hosting tonight's Battleground.
Yeah, I think man. You know, depending on how the show go, let's give our audience a little fatigue from us a little bit, because we might have to pop up. You know what I'm saying? We might have to pop out and show niggas. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
sure.
you know, so I'm a go tap in with my youngs. I know you got Gabe over there.
Nah, mom just came back, just took me, so I might just tap into the pre-show. You know.
Come on, that sound like a win for a young nigga like you.
Yeah, man. I've been busy all week. I guess like just kind of for the first time all week, not thinking about I have to do something right now. I'm just gonna chill. Just gonna grab a drink, sit down on the couch, watch some wrestling.
I went and picked me up a bottle of some Johnny Walker Black Label, and that's what I was sipping on right there. So I'm feeling it. So
yeah, man. I was about to go out last night to a party. I was trying to be mature and wise with my funds and say, you know what? I'm not going out. I'm going to work, finish my project I was working on, save some bread. But don't worry, this month, this summer, I'm gonna have to get out a little bit. It seems like a good summer to get out.
It is. Well, I did that. The reason I copped the bottle because I didn't want to go out. I hear you on that. You know, because tonight's listen. We got NXT tonight. We got like I said, the finals is tonight. Dodgers versus Yankees is tonight, right? So it's like a 3-4 screener. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good night to just relax, chill at the crib.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But yeah,
my Patron, a little bit last bit I got, and just relax tonight.
But Chidi talking like he about to hit up a downtown New York City bashment.
You know what? There's a couple of things going on this summer. I'm just putting it out there that I might have to tap into, man. Like you said, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. And I've been chilling for a couple of years now, in New York. And this summer feels different. I don't know.
It is. You know why? It's an election summer. So this means get all your fun out. Because we don't know what the fuck gonna happen fall. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, so man, yeah. For real. 2020 was crazy. So y'all be safe out there for real. The world is a wild place. But yeah, man, I think that's all we got. I'm gonna leave off on that note. All is love, everything is wrestling. We'll tap back in either tomorrow night or we might even hit up after background, tap in here and show y'all something.
Yeah, if it's a crazy night, if we're gonna have a new champion. We might have several, depending on how many new champions we get, it might be necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on how tired I am, we'll see.
I want to thank everybody that put up to the show. I want everybody that is going to leave us go right over to the Black Guy Wrestling podcast. They started their show about a half hour ago. You know what I'm saying? So love and support our guys. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Low. He just had the big flexer on the joint. You know what I'm saying? He got Alex Kane July 3rd. So my homie working over there. You know what I mean? And Public Enemy podcast running social media, nigga. Like everything they put out hit the stratosphere, man. Nigga. Like them niggas that go on the social. So shout out to everybody.
Shout out to the guys, man.
So yeah, man, we about to be out, man. We about to be out. I'm about to pour me up a little bit more. Try to see if I cannot be a dad, get a game of Madden, all the regular.
Yeah, man, just relax until we got some more grind tomorrow. Or not even tomorrow, in a couple of hours. But we're gonna enjoy a couple of hours we got right now. All right.
I'm lying. This nigga about to take me to BJ's.
All's love, everything's wrestling. Let's get the fuck out of this bitch. Peace.
Peace.